Hi students, welcome to DS Economics channel. Today we are going to discuss 2021 July Kerala State Eligibility Test Economics Previous Year question. This is your part 3. This is the last part of 2021 July Kerala set. In this part we are going to discuss from question number 81 to 120 questions. So those who come for the first time, please subscribe to this channel, and those who do not watch the previous video series, I have created a playlist. In the playlist you watch all the previous sessions. I have given the link of the playlist in the description box so that you can watch all the previous videos. So let's start the today's video. So today's first question number 81: goods whose demand curve slopes upward because the positive income effect is larger than negative substitution effect. It is inferior good, Giffen good, normal good, or none of this. We know that exception of law of demand is called Giffen goods. In Giffen good, when price of a good rises, its quantity demand also rise. So when price of a goods rises, its quantity demand also rises. So it is the demand curve slopes upward here. So in Giffen good, the demand curve slopes upward. Here positive income effect is larger than negative substitution effect. When income of a person rises, he buys the goods, superior quality goods. So when price rises of a good, then he demand more goods. So a Giffen good is a type of inferior good for which an increase in price leads to an increase in quantity demanded. So this occurs because the positive income effect. Positive income effect means where the consumer feels poorer and buys more of the cheaper stable goods outweighs the negative substitution effect. Negative substitution effect means which would typically cause consumers to substitute away from the more expensive goods. So here the positive income effect is larger than the negative substitution effect in case of Giffen goods. The right option is option number B. Then question number 82: real interest rate is approximately equal to the nominal interest rate minus inflation. This is a equation called when we find out real interest rate. Real interest rate is equal to nominal interest rate minus inflation. Who said? It is Keynes equation or Fisher or both A and B or Robbins equation. So this is Fisher's equation. This is Fisher's equation. The Fisher equation expresses the relationship between nominal interest rate, real interest rate, and inflation. So these all are in this equation. So it is called as Fisher equation. So it states that the real interest rate is approximately equal to the nominal interest rate minus the inflation rate. So here option B is right. Then question number 83: which of the following statements are correct? First one is theories of monopoly, theories of money demand that emphasize the role of money as a store of value are called portfolio theory. This is right because this is called as portfolio theory. So in portfolio theories of money demand emphasizes the role of money as a store of value. Portfolio theory of money, it emphasizes money as a store of value. So these theories consider money as a part of a broader portfolio of assets that individuals hold for different reasons, including risks and return considerations. So here option A is correct. Then option B: portfolio theories predict that the demand for money should depend on the risks and return offered by money and by the various assets households can hold instead of money. This is also right because portfolio theories indeed predict that the demand for money will depend on the risks and return offered by money compared to other assets that households could hold. So here option A and B both are correct. So C is the right. Here option C is right. Then question number 83: quantity theory of money explain. So quantity theory of money, what it explain? An increase in the real money supply causes a proportional increase in the price level, ceteris paribus. Or second one is, an increase in the nominal money supply causes a proportional increase in the price level, ceteris paribus. Ceteris paribus means other things remaining constant. So what changes? An increase in nominal money supply or real money supply? It is in quantity theory of money, it explain nominal money supply, not real money supply. It explain about nominal money supply. So option B is right. So an increase in the nominal money supply causes a proportionally increase in the price level. When money supply increase, price level, when price level increases, money supply, when money supply increases in the economy, then price level also increase, other things remaining constant. So the quantity theory of money, particularly the classical form, it suggests that assuming velocity of money and output are constant, an increase in the nominal money supply leads to a proportional increase in the price level. So this is commonly represented by the equation MV is equal to PT. MV is equal to PT, or we can say MV is equal to PY. So M means money supply, and V means velocity of circulation of money, P means price level, and Y means it is the real output. So here option B is right. Then question number 85. Suppose in an economy there is an increase in investment by 250 crores with which led to increase in national income by 500 crores. So calculate MPC, marginal propensity to consume. So investment increased by 250 crores which led to increase in the national income which increases 500 crores. So here what is the value of MPC? So we know that value of MPC K is equal to 1 minus MPC. Value of multiplier is equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC. So here K is equal to, we can say, del Y by del Y, change in income due to change in investment, del Y by del I. K is equal to, multiplier is equal to, so here del Y, change in income is equal to how many? 500 crores, and change in investment is 250 crores. So 250, 500 by 250 is equal to 2. So here we can say K is equal to 2. So in place of K we replace the value, that is 2 is equal to 1 minus 1 by 1 minus MPC. So when we simplify this equation, it will become 1 minus MPC is equal to 0.5. Then MPC is equal to 1 minus 0.5 is equal to 0.5. So value of MPC is 0.5. So 85, right answer is option number B, 0.5. Then question number 86. The underlying idea behind Ricardian equivalence is that. So what is Ricardian equivalence? So Ricardian equivalence theory, it is proposed by David Ricardo and later developed by Robert Barrow. So it suggests that there is no difference between financing government spending through debt or taxes. So this is because rational consumers anticipate that borrowing today will lead to higher taxes in the future to repay the debt. So therefore consumers save more to pay for the future taxes, making the impact of debt finance spending equivalent to tax finance spending. So here option 1 is, there is no difference between the taxes and the accumulation of debt. Yes, there is. This is correct. Because there is no difference between taxes and accumulation of debt, because Ricardian equivalence posts that government borrowing is essentially deferred taxation. So there is no difference between immediate taxation and future taxation through debt. So option A is correct. The option B is, debt is though to be the same as future taxes. So it is also correct, because under Ricardian equivalence debt is viewed as equivalent to future taxes. So debt and future taxes are equal according to Ricardian equivalence. So option A and B both are correct here. So both A and B are correct. So option C is right. Then question number 87, rejecting true null hypothesis. Rejecting the true null hypothesis when it is true but we reject. When it is true, null hypothesis is true but we reject it, then it is called as type 1 error. And type 2 error is false but accept. Type 1 error, true but reject, and when it is false but we accept, it is called as type 2 error. So here rejecting the true null hypothesis is type 1 error. Then question number 88, linear relationship among the independent variable in a regression model is termed as multicollinearity, homoscedasticity, autocorrelation, or heteroscedasticity. So question asks for linear relationship among the independent variable in a regression model. So linear relationship between the independent variable is called as multicollinearity. So option A is right, multicollinearity. The multicollinearity, it occurs when two or more independent variables in a regression model are highly correlated, meaning they have a strong linear relationship with each other. When they have a strong linear relationship among each other, relationship with each other, it is called as multicollinearity. Then second one is homoscedasticity. Homoscedasticity means, homoscedasticity, it refers to a situation where the variance of the errors or the residuals in a regression model is constant. Variance are constant and all levels of the independent variables. So when variance are constant, it is called as homoscedasticity. And what is autocorrelation? Autocorrelation, it occurs when the residuals or errors in a regression model are correlated with each other. So it is called as autocorrelation, means correlated with each other, particularly across time. When the data is time series data, then they are correlated with each other, it is called as autocorrelation. Then what is heteroscedasticity? Heteroscedasticity, it occurs when the variance of the error in a regression model is not constant. Variance are not constant. Variance constant, homoscedasticity. When variance are not constant, it is called heteroscedasticity. Variance are not constant across level of the independent variables. So these are the difference between the concepts. So linear relationship among variables, it is called as multicollinearity. Then question number 89, Gauss-Markov theorem states that, first one is the ordinary least square estimator are unbiased. Yes, it is right. Then the ordinary least square estimator are linear. Yes. Then the ordinary least square OLS have minimum variance. Yes, all of the above are true according to Gauss-Markov theorem. So the Gauss-Markov theorem, it states that under the classical linear regression assumptions, specifically the assumptions of the classical OLS, ordinary least square regression model, the OLS estimator are blue, means based linear unbiased estimator. Blue, this means that the ordinary least square estimator are unbiased, means the OLS estimators have an expected value equal to the true parameter values, meaning they do not systematically overestimate or underestimate the true values. Then second one is the ordinary least square estimates are linear. It means the OLS estimators are a linear combination of the observed data. Then third one, the ordinary least square have minimum variance. It means among all linear unbiased estimator, the OLS estimators have the smallest possible variance, minimum variance. They are the most efficient. Thus, the OLS estimators are the best minimum variance, linear and unbiased estimator under the condition of Gauss-Markov theorem. So all of the above are right here. Then question number 90. Find the second central moment of the set for 6, 14, 12, 3, 1, 2. We have to find out the second central moment. So second central moment is what? It is called as variance. Second central moment is called variance. So we have to find out the variance. So first find out the mean, then we calculate the variance. So mean is here, mean x bar is equal to mean is equal to 4 plus 6 plus 14 plus 12 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2, average of all value. So it is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. It is divided by 7. So the sum of all this number is 154 by 7. 154 by 7 is equal to 22. So no, the sum of 4 6 10 10 10 20 24 then 2 1 3 12 14. It is the sum is 42. 42 by 7. 42 by 7 is equal to 6. So 42 by 7 is equal to 6. So mean is 6, but we have to find out the variance of the moment of set of 4 6 14 12 3 1 2. So we deduct the value from mean to find out the square deviation of the mean. Square deviation of the mean means first one is 4. So 4 minus 6 square. 4 minus 6 square is equal to minus 2. Minus 2 square is equal to 2 to the 4. Minus minus plus. So first one is, first value is 4 square deviation is 4. Then 6 square deviation is 6 minus 6 is equal to what? 0. Then 14 square deviation is 14 minus 6. 14 minus 6 is equal to 8. So 8 square is equal to 64. Then 12 square deviation is equal to 12 minus 6 is equal to 6. So 6 square is equal to 6 6 the 36. Then 3 square deviation is equal to 3 minus 6. 3 minus 6 is equal to minus 3. Minus 3 square is equal to 3 3 is 9. Then 1 square is equal to 1 minus 6 is equal to 5. Minus 5 square is equal to 25. Then 2 minus 6 is equal to minus 4. Minus 4 square is equal to 16. So these are the square deviation. So square deviation from mean. So square deviation from mean values are 4 0 64 36 9 25 16. So variance is equal to sum of these values by total number of values. So sum of this value by total number of values is equal to 7. So sum of these values are 154 by total number of values is equal to number of items is equal to 7. So 154 by 7 is equal to 22. So variance is 22. So right option is 22, option B. So first second central moment is variance. So first we find out the mean of this series. Mean is 6. Then we find out the square deviation from mean. So square deviation from mean values are here. So variance is equal to square deviation from mean by total number of cases. So 154 by 7 is equal to 22. So here right option is 22. Then question number 91. Which of the following is true? First one is the coefficient of determination is negative if the coefficient of correlation is negative. No, the coefficient of determination is negative if the coefficient of correlation is positive, and the coefficient of determination is positive always, or the coefficient of determination is square root of the coefficient of correlation. The right option is option number C. The coefficient of determination is positive always. Always the coefficient of determination is positive. Coefficient of determination denoted by R square. So R square represented the proportion of the variance in the dependent variable that is predictable from the independent variable. So here it is the square of the correlation coefficient, R square, meaning R square. So since squaring any real number, whether it is positive or negative, it results in a non-negative value. So the coefficient of determination is always positive or 0, but never negative. So if any negative number square or positive number square, it is the value is positive. So value is positive, or we can say 0 or positive. There is no negative value here. So these options are incorrect, because here then there are different. So here right option is the coefficient of determination is always positive. So option C is right. Then question number 92. If two variables have a linear relationship like x plus y is equal to 150, there is linear relationship between these two variables, and value is x plus y is equal to 150, and the correlation will be plus 1 minus 1 0.75 or 0.25. So when these two are linearly related to each other, then x plus y is equal to 150. So x is equal to 150 minus y, or y is equal to 150 minus x. So here value is, the correlation will be minus 1, because if two variables have a perfect linear relationship, then if we say this equation x plus y is equal to 150, then as x increases, y must decrease proportionally by the same amount to maintain the sum of 150. So the value of x plus y is equal to 150. If the value of x is 100, then y is equal to 50. So if as we can say increase the value of x, suppose we increase the value of x to 120, then value of y decreases, because its total result is 150. So 120 plus 30 is equal to 150. So here the value of x increases and the value of y decreases. So y must decrease proportionally by the same amount to maintain the sum of 150. So this create a perfect negative linear relationship between the two variables. So in such cases, the correlation coefficient will be minus 1, indicating a perfect inverse relationship between x and y. So the correlation will be minus 1. Then question number 93. For a binomial distribution, mean is 3, variance is 2, then the parameter n will be. So in the binomial distribution, mean is equal to 3, variance is equal to 2. So here mean is equal to, we know that in a binomial distribution, the mean and variance are related to the parameters n, or number of tiles, and p means probability of success, by the following formula. If mean is equal to, suppose mean is equal to, or we can say mean, or it is written as mu is equal to n into p. N means number of trials and p means probability of success, n into p. And variance, or it is written as sigma square or variance is equal to n into p into 1 minus p. So these are the formula for mean is equal to n into p, number of trials, into probability of success. Then variance or sigma square is equal to n into p into 1 minus p. So here mean value is equal to 3 and sigma square or variance is equal to 2. Then mu is equal to, we know that n into p. So n into p or mean, it is equal to 3, it is equation 1. Then sigma square or n into p into 1 minus p, it is equal to 2, it is equation 2. Then now we can substitute the value of n into p here. N into p is equal to 3. So here if we substitute the value of equation 1, means n into p in the equation 2, then it is called as n into p, that is 3 into 1 minus p. So 3 into 1 minus p is equal to what? 2. So by simplifying this equation here, 3 into 1 minus p is equal to 2. If we find out the value of 1 minus p, so 1 minus p is equal to 2 by 3, because here 3 is multiplied in 1 minus p. So then when we separate the value, it will be 2 by 3. So 1 minus p is equal to 2 by 3. Then this implies p is equal to 1 minus 2 by 3. So 1 minus 2 by 3 is equal to 3 1 is 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is equal to 1 by 3. So p value is equal to 1 by 3. Now substitute the p value. Substitute p is equal to 1 by 3 in any equation 1. So equation 1, n into p. So n into p is equal to 3. This implies n into p value is equal to 1 by 3 is equal to 3. So this implies n is equal to 3 into 1 by 3. 3 into here it is 1 by 3. If we send it to the right side, it will be only 3. So n is equal to 3 into 3, that is 3 into 3 is equal to 9. So the parameter n here, n is 9, so the correct answer is 9, option C. The parameter n will be 9. So first we have to find out the equation. Mean is equal to n into p, and sigma square or variance is equal to n into p into 1 minus p. So first we substitute the value of n into p in the equation 2. Then here we found the value of p. Then we substitute the value of p in the equation 1. Then n is equal to, here 3 into 3 is equal to 9. So here option C is right. Then question number 94. Which of the following is a unit free number? Which of the following is a unit free number? Variance, mean deviation, standard deviation, coefficient of variation. Here coefficient of variation is a unit free number. Coefficient of variation is a unit free number because it is a ratio of the standard deviation to the mean. Coefficient variation means it is the ratio of the standard deviation to the mean. So it is typically expressed as the percentage and doesn't depend on the unit of the data. So coefficient of variation is unit free. But variance, mean deviation, standard deviation, so variance, it is not a unit free number. It is the square of the units of the original data. So it is not a unit free number. Then mean deviation, this is also not unit free because as it is expressed in the same units as the data. Then standard deviation, this is also not unit free as it is in the same units of the original data. So these are not unit free. Only coefficient of variation is unit free because it is the ratio of the standard deviation to the mean. So option D is right here. Then question number 95. A square matrix whose square equals that matrix is called. A square matrix whose square is equal to the original matrix, then it is called nilpotent matrix or idempotent matrix or involuntary matrix or scalar matrix. So this is called as idempotent matrix. Idempotent matrix. So idempotent matrix means a matrix A is called idempotent if A square is equal to A, means A square is equal to A. This means that when the matrix is square, its result is in the same matrix. So the value of A and A square are same. So it is called as idempotent matrix. Then what is nilpotent matrix? Nilpotent means a matrix A is called nilpotent if A to the power k is equal to 0. Nilpotent means A to the power k is equal to 0 for some positive integer k, where k is the smallest such integers. This means that raising the matrix to a certain power results in 0 matrix. So its power become 0. Then C is involuntary matrix. This is not standard in matrix theory. So correct is involuntary matrix, which is a matrix A such that A square is equal to I, identity matrix, where I is the identity matrix. Then scalar matrix. A scalar matrix is a diagonal matrix, where all the diagonal elements are same or scalar value, like 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. This is called as scalar matrix, where all the diagonal elements are same value. So here right option is option number D. Then question number 96. The average revenue and price elasticity accounted for a firm for its output is given by 30 raise 30 and 2 units respectively. So find the marginal revenue. Here we have to find out the value of marginal revenue. So marginal revenue, we know that to find out marginal revenue, given average revenue and price elasticity of demand, we use the formula MR. Marginal revenue is equal to AR into 1 minus 1 by ED, elasticity of demand. So here AR is equal to average revenue and 1 minus 1 by ED. So here average revenue value is equal to 30 and elasticity of demand value is equal to 2. So here substitute the value. So MR is equal to 30 into 1 minus 1 by 2. So MR is equal to 30 into 1 minus 1 by 2 value is equal to 0.5. So 30 into 1 minus 0.5 is equal to 0.5. So 30 into 0.5 is equal to 15. So here, so marginal revenue is equal to 15. Therefore correct answer is option number C, 15. Marginal revenue is equal to 15. Then question number 97. There is no reasonable relationship between the variables, but the regression results exhibit a significant relation. So this is the case of non-linear regression, spurious regression, linear regression, or curvilinear regression. So this is the case of spurious regression. So what is spurious regression? Spurious regression, this occurs when two or more variables appear to be significantly related to each other in a regression analysis, but the relationship is actually due to a third variable or a coincident rather than a genuine causal relationship. So in this case, the regression results shows a significant relationship even though there is no reasonable or meaningful relationship between the variables. So this is the case of spurious relation. There is no reasonable relationship between the variables, but the regression result exhibit a significant relation. This is called spurious regression. And what is non-linear? Non-linear means this involves modeling the relationship between variables with a non-linear function which doesn't necessarily indicate a spurious relation. Then linear means this refers to modeling the relationship between variables using a linear equation, but it doesn't imply that the relationship is spurious, so it is not correct. Then curvilinear, so this involves fitting a curvilinear model to data which could indicate a genuine non-linear relationship. So these are different concepts, but here right option is spurious regression. Then question number 98. The demand function y is equal to 85 minus 4x minus x square. Y is price, x is quantity demand. Then find the consumer surplus for y is equal to 64. So here we have to find out the consumer surplus. Formula for consumer surplus is what? Integration of p into dx minus px. So first we calculate the value. What is the given value here? Y is equal to 64. If we substitute the value of y is equal to 64, this implies here equation for y is equal to 85 minus 4x minus x square. So y is equal to 85 minus 4x minus x square. So we substitute the value of y here. So 64 is equal to what? 85 minus 4x minus x square. So if we substitute the value like here x square plus 4x plus 64 minus 85 is equal to 0, then this implies here x square plus 4x plus 64 minus 85 plus 64 minus 85 value is minus 21 is equal to 0. So x square plus 4x minus 21. Now we solve it by factorization method. So x square So we separate the value of 4x by x square plus 7x minus 3x. So we can factorize the value of 4x to plus 7x minus 3x. Plus 7 minus 3x is equal to 4x. So 7 into 3 is equal to 21. So here minus 21 is equal to 0. So now we simplify the value. So here from x square plus 7x we take x as common. So x into x plus 7. Then from second part we take minus 3. So minus 3 into x plus 7 is equal to 0. This implies x plus 7 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So here one value is x is equal to minus 7. So minus 7 when we take minus this is infinite, this is the invalid result. So here other result is x is equal to 3. So we take the value of x is equal to 3 here. We do not take the value of minus 7. We take the value of x is equal to 3. So then we apply the formula of consumer surplus. We got the value here from this equation. We got the value of x is equal to 3. So here x is equal to 3. Then consumer surplus. Formula for consumer surplus is equal to integration of p into dx minus p into x. P's value is 0 to x. So p into dx. So here equation for 0 to 3. Then p value is price is here y. P means here y. So 85 minus 4x minus x square into dx minus px. Here p's value is 64. So p's value is 64 into x value is 3. So 64 into 3. By simplifying this equation, first when we find out the integration, so 85's integration of 85 is equal to 85x minus, it is the just reverse of the derivative. So integration is 85x. Then 4x, integration of 4x is equal to 4x square by 2. 4x square by 2 is equal to 2 to the 2. So it is 2x square. So minus 2x square. Then x square derivative, x square integration is minus x cube by 3. X cube by 3. And minus 64 into 3 is equal to 192. So this is the first part and this is second part. So here by simplifying this equation, now put the value of x in this equation. So 85 into 3 minus 2 into 3 square minus 3 cube by 3 minus 192. So this value is equal to 85 into 3 is equal to 255 minus 3 square is equal to 9. 9 into 2 is equal to 18 minus 3 cube. 1 3 cancel. So 3 square is equal to 9 minus 9 minus last value is 192. So final answer is 255 minus 18 minus 9. It is 228 minus 192. 228 minus 192 is equal to 36. So the consumer surplus is 36 in the option number A. So here right option is 36, option A. So first we have to find out the value of x. Then we apply the formula of consumer surplus, that is p into d, integration of p dx minus px. So integration of p dx minus px. Then we apply the value of x in the equation, final equation. Then we got the value, that is 36. Then question number 99. Public sector asset rehabilitation agency or para has been set up to? So this is the short form PARA, Public Sector Asset Rehabilitation Agency. It has been set up to, first one is solve the NPA problem of PSB. NPA means non-performing asset problem of public sector banks. So the Public Sector Asset Rehabilitation Agency para is intended to address the problem of non-performing asset in public sector banks by managing and resolving troubled assets. So this is correct. Then option B, it is expected to be a special purpose vehicle that will raise money. Yes, para is set up as a special purpose vehicle to manage and resolve the NPAs, non-performing assets, and it will raise funds for this purpose. Option B is also correct. Then option C, it can issue government bonds to buy big bad loans to public sector units. So para has the capability to issue government bonds to finance the acquisition of large problematic loans from public sector units. So option C is also right here. Thus all the given statements about para are correct. So A, B, C all are correct. So option C is right here. Then 100 question. SARFAESI, SARFAESI, SARFAESI Act has been enacted in the year. So in which year SARFAESI Act enacted? 2001, 2000, 2002, 2005. So it was enacted in the year 2002. So what is the full form of SARFAESI? SARFAESI means securitization and reconstruction, securitization and reconstruction of financial assets and enforcement of security interest. So this act was enacted in 2002 to facilitate the recovery of non-performing asset and to allow banks and financial institutions to enforce their security interest without the intervention of courts. So this was implemented in 2002. Then question number 101, list 1, list 2, NORKA, Santhavana, Sapna, Safalyam. So NORKA means non-resident Keralities affairs. Non-resident Keralities affairs. So it is the department of the Kerala government that looks after the welfare and grievances to non-resident Keralities. So NORKA, it is related with department project for return immigrants, because NORKA means non-resident Keralities affairs. So it is related with department project for return immigrants. Then Santhavana, it is related with providing financial assistance to NRKs, means non-resident Keralities. So option B is 1. Then Swapna Safalyam, it is a scheme to address those NRKs jailed abroad. So this is option 2, A3, B1, C2. Option A is right here. Then question number 102, from the data given below calculate revenue deficit, fiscal deficit and primary deficit. So these are the items and the value in dollars. So revenue received, revenue expenditure, capital received, capital expenditure, recovery of loans and other received, borrowings and interest payment. These are the data given for this question. So you have to find out the first one is revenue deficit, then fiscal deficit, then primary deficit. So first let's find out the value of revenue deficit. So revenue deficit formula is equal to, revenue deficit is equal to revenue expenditure minus revenue received. So here revenue expenditure is equal to $500 minus revenue received is equal to 400. So 500 minus 400 is equal to $100. the value of revenue deficit or 1 is equal to $100. So first one is 100, then second one is fiscal deficit. So fiscal deficit formula is total expenditure minus total receipt less than borrowing. So fiscal deficit, second formula is fiscal deficit. So fiscal deficit formula is equal to total expenditure minus total receipt less than borrowing. So we have to deduct the borrowing. So first, total expenditure. Total expenditure means total revenue and capital expenditure. So here revenue expenditure is equal to 500 and capital expenditure is equal to 250. So it is the combination of revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. So revenue and capital means 500 plus 250 is equal to 750 minus total receipt. Total receipt is equal to revenue receipt minus capital receipt. So we have to find out the total revenue. Total revenue, first one is revenue receipt. We have to deduct the borrowing part. So here revenue receipt is equal to 400. Then recovery of loans and other receipt, this also include in this. So revenue receipt is equal to 400 plus recovery of loans and other receipt is equal to 100. So 400 plus 100 is equal to 500. So it is revenue receipt minus excluding borrowings, it is 500. So 750 minus 500 is equal to 250. So first revenue deficit is equal to $100, then fiscal deficit is equal to $250, then last one is primary deficit. So primary deficit formula is fiscal deficit minus interest payment. So here fiscal deficit is equal to 250, minus interest payment is equal to 200. So interest payment is equal to 200. So 250 minus 200 is equal to only 50. So first revenue deficit is equal to $100, then fiscal deficit is equal to $250 and primary deficit is equal to only $50. So 100, 250 and 50. Option A is right. Then question number 103. If a borrower doesn't pay dues for 90 days, it is called as NPA, non-performing asset, and the loan becomes an NPA. It is termed as special mention account, restressed asset versus repo rate, or strategic debt or strategic asset. So when a borrower doesn't pay the dues for 90 days, it is called as NPA and it is termed as special mentioned account, SMA, special mentioned account. So this classification indicates that the account is showing signs of incipient stress which may potentially lead to an NPA. Specifically, an account overdue for 90 days is categorized as an SMA 2 or special mention account 2. So this is option A is correct here. Then question number 104. Which of the following statements are correct? MG Narega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act scheme is applicable only in rural areas. Yes, it is applicable only in rural areas. So this scheme is indeed applicable only rural area. So it aim to provide at least how many days? 100 days. At least 100 days wage employment to every household in rural area. In the year 365 days, from 365 days, at least 100 days work should guaranteed by MG Narega. Then statement 2, Haritha Keralam Mission converts MG Narega scheme activities in the state. So in Kerala, Haritha Keralam Mission in Kerala does converts activities of Narega, MG Narega scheme in the state, focusing on environmental and agricultural sustainability. So here both A and B are correct. So both A and B is the right option. Then question number 105. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is a scheme to extend Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, it is a scheme to extend collateral free loans for enterprises in agricultural and non-agricultural sector. So this is not correct, because Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana primarily provides loan to micro and small enterprises in the non-agricultural sector. So this statement is not fully accurate. So collateral free loans for enterprise in agricultural and non-agricultural sector, no, this is related with related with non-agricultural sector, like micro and small enterprises. So it is not related with agricultural sector. So option A is incorrect. Then to expand micro business activities and generate self-employment. Yes, micro business activities and generate self-employment, Mudra Yojana used. So this scheme indeed aims to expand micro business activities and generate self-employment. Then option C, it acts as the refinance scheme to support micro enterprise sector. Yes, like providing financial support through different institutions like MFI, microfinance institution, NBFCs, different banks. So option C is also right. B and C are correct here. Only B and C. Option B. And then question number 106. List 1, list 2. These are the committees, and which committee is for which work. First is Bhagul committee. Bhagul committee, it is related with for money market in India. Bhagul committee related with money market. Then second one, Urjit Patel committee. Urjit Patel monetary policy, to examine the current monetary policy framework. Then Kelkar committee, you know, Kelkar committee is related with tax. So Kelkar committee is related with for tax structure reform. Then Basel committee related with banking. Basel committee related with banking supervision. A for B3. A for B3, C2, D1 in the option number B. Then question number 107, K.N. Raj committee, 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀 committee, Vancho committee, 𝙁𝙍𝙀 committee. These are the committees, and which are for which work. First, K.N. Raj committee. K.N. Raj committee related with taxation. So taxation, K.N. Raj committee, taxation for agriculture and wealth of income. Then second one is 𝙁𝙍𝙀 committee, indirect taxation inquiry committee, 𝙁𝙍𝙀 indirect taxation inquiry committee. Then third one, Vancho committee, it is related with direct taxation inquiry committee. Then 𝙁𝙍𝙀 committee related with wealth tax. These are all related with tax. K.N. Raj committee, taxation of agriculture and wealth and income. Then 𝙁𝙍𝙀 committee related with indirect taxation inquiry committee. Vancho committee, direct taxation inquiry committee. Then 𝙁𝙍𝙀 committee related with wealth tax. A to B for C1. A to B for C1, D3. Option number D. Then question number 108. In the solo model, the level of capital that maximizes steady state consumption is called golden rule level. Yes, this is called as golden rule of capital accumulation. In the solo model, the golden rule level of capital is the level of capital per worker that maximizes steady state consumption per worker. So at this level, the marginal product of capital equals the depreciation rate, leading to the highest possible consumption while still maintaining the capital stock. So it is called as golden rule level. Then question number 109, financial dualism, technological dualism, social dualism. These are very famous dualism concept. First one, financial dualism given by Professor Mint, financial dualism. Then technological dualism given by Benjamin Higgins. Then social dualism given by J.H. Boyk. So A3, B1, C2. Financial dualism, Professor Mint. Technological dualism, Professor Benjamin Higgins. And social dualism given by J.H. Boyk. Then question number 110, labor force constitute employed worker only, unemployed worker only, employed and unemployed workers taken together. Yes, labor force means in labor force both employed worker and unemployed workers are included. So option C is right. Then 111, which of the following statements about Asian Development Bank is or are correct? So Asian Development Banks, which statement are corrected? First is its vision, inclusive growth, environmentally sustainable growth, and regional integration among member countries. Yes, Asian Development Banks, one of the goal is this. Then reduce poverty and improve the quality of life of their people in member countries. Yes, this is also true. Then the Asian Development Bank was modeled on the World Bank and has a similar weightage voting system. World Bank, Asian Development Bank, these are the similar weightage voting system. So these all are correct according to Asian Development Bank. A, B, C. So option D is right here. Then question number 112. The first line of defense against economic downturn is monetary policy, fiscal policy, income policy. So first one is the first line of defense against economic downturn is, it is called as monetary policy, because monetary policy typically managed by a central bank is often the first line of the defense against economic downturns by adjusting interest rate, controlling the money supply, and influencing credit conditions. Monetary policy aims to stabilize the economy and stimulate growth during recession or slowdown. So it is called as monetary policy. Then question number 113, which of the following is or are techniques of deficit financing? Techniques of deficit finance. First one is borrowing from central bank. When we are in the deficit financing stage, we borrow from central bank. This is right. Then running down of accumulated cash balance by the government. Yes. Then issuing of new currency. Yes, this is the technique to control deficit financing. Then borrowing from external sources like World Bank, IMF. So borrowing from external sources, these all are true in deficit financing. So when we are in a deficit budget, then these techniques are used to overcome the deficit. So all of the above are correct. Then question number 114, the highest form of economic integration is called custom union, common market, economic union. It is called as economic union because from lowest to highest integration are, first is preferential trading area, then second is custom union, then third is common market, then economic union, then last one is political union. So economic union, then political union is the highest, but here according to question, economic union is the highest form of economic integration. Then question number 115, twin deficit challenges refers to. Twin deficit means what? Twin deficit means fiscal deficit and current account deficit together. So twin deficit means fiscal deficit and current account deficit together. It is called as twin deficit, fiscal deficit, current account deficit. Then question number 116, import restricting policies that do not operate directly through the price mechanism. It is called as tariff barrier, non-tariff barrier, both or neither. So it is called as non-tariff barrier because it is not related with price mechanism. So imports restriction policies that do not operate directly through the price mechanism is non-tariff barrier. Non-tariff barriers are import restricting policies that do not operate directly through the price mechanism. So this can include different types of quotas, import licensing requirements, subsidies, custom delays, or other regulatory barriers that restrict import without directly altering their prices, altering prices like tariff, which are taxes on important effect price. These are the non-tariff barriers like different quotas, import license, subsidies, custom delays, etc. Then question number 117, the economist who stated the general principle of taxation or rules of taxation. So general principle of taxation, or we can say canon of taxation, general principle of taxation, or we can say canon of taxation or rules of taxation was given by given by Adam Smith. So Adam Smith is known for his work, The Wealth of Nation, where he outlined the general principle of taxation. So this principle often referred as the canon of taxation, we know that. So there are four canon of taxation, like canon of taxation. First one is equity, canon of equity, canon of certainty, canon of convenience, and canon of efficiency. Canon of equity, certainty, convenience, and efficiency. So these are the canons of taxation, or we can say principles of taxation or rules of taxation, basic rules of taxation. It was given by Adam Smith. Then question number 118, matching the following list 1 and list 2. First one is the proportionate growth in trade is less than the proportionate increase in income. When the proportionate growth in trade is less than proportionate increase in income. Growth in trade is less than income. When growth in trade is less than income, it is called as anti-trade bias. Then growth results in an absolute decrease in trade. When growth results in an absolute decrease in trade decreases, it is called as ultra anti-trade bias, because here trade decreases, ultra anti-trade bias. Then third one, the proportionate growth in trade is greater than the proportionate increase in income. When income increases, trade also increases more than the income. It is called as pro-trade, because here income increase more than the trade, so it is called as pro-trade bias growth. Then increase in trade is greater than increase in income. When income increases, trade also increases, and trade increases greater than the income. It is called as ultra pro trade bias growth. So A for B3, C2, D1. These are the option A. Question number 119. Marshall-Lerner condition states that the sum of the price elasticities of import and export must be dash for net export to fall with an appreciation of the real exchange rate. So it is higher than 1 or lower than 1 or equal to 1 or none of this. So it is higher than 1. Generally, Marshall-Lerner condition states that the sum of the price elasticity of import and export must be higher than 1 for net export to fall within an appreciation or the real exchange rate. Like the Marshall-Lerner condition states that for a currency appreciation to lead to a decrease in net export, that is net export to fall, the sum of the price elasticity of demand for export and imports must be greater than 1. So this condition ensures that the combined responsiveness of export and import quantities to change in exchange rate is sufficient to cause a decline in the net export when the currency appreciates. So it is higher than 1. Then today's last question. IMF, International Monetary Fund, decides on the quota for each country on the basis of member country's GDP, its economic openness, its economic variability, or inferential reserve. So the IMF decides on the quota of each country on the basis of members country's GDP, economic openness, economic variability, international reserve. All of the above are correct, because the International Monetary Fund determines the quotas of each member country based on several factors. So several factors including like member country's GDP. So the size of the economy is a key determinant of the country's quota. So from the GDP we are try to know the size of the GDP. So it is also right. Then second one is its economic openness. Economic openness means the degree to which a country is open to international trade and investment influence its quota. So it is also right. Then economic variability. Economic variability means the stability and variability of a country's economy are also considered here. So option C is right. There are option D, international reserve. International reserve means the level of a country's international reserve impact its quotas. So it is also included in IMF. So all of the above, thus all these factors are considered in deciding a country's IMF quota. So option D is right here. So this is all about for the today's session. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy, please like and share with your friends so that all are benefited from this video. So if you have any doubt, please comment in the comment section. I will try to rectify the answer if possible. Those who come for the first time, please subscribe to this channel for more such updates, and those who do not watch the previous videos, please watch the previous videos. I have create a playlist called Kerala Set Economics Previous Year Question, so you can watch all the previous sessions videos there. I also give the link of the playlist in the description box. So in next video we are going to discuss 2021 or 20s Kerala set question. So thank you all. Jai Jagannath.